facility. 3 persons were confirmed dead in the crash. The accident occurred at 11 a.m. along the waterways in Port Harcourt when the helicopter, a Skyrocket with registration number and operated by East Wind Aviation, took off from Port Harcourt military base. A total of 8 persons were confirmed on board, said the spokesperson for the Ministry of Aviation. And however, in a statement issued by the special advisor to the president, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu urged military officers to join the rescue mission and provide all necessary support to the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, and all relevant agencies. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu took a tough stance yesterday on the enforcement of some cost-saving measures. In a personal memo, he directed that no member of the Federal Executive Council should have more than 3 vehicles in a convoy. None of them is also expected to have more than 5 security personnel, 4 policemen, and 1 Directorate of State Service operatives attached to him. Security chiefs are also affected by these actions. Heads of military and paramilitary agencies will collaborate with the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, to determine the suitable reduction in their security details. Presidents are to tackle poverty and accelerate Africa's development. This is said stemmed from how the continent grapple with climate change, global financial turbulence, and rising food insecurity. Addressing leaders of multilateral development banks at a meeting with the G20 Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty, Additional highlighted Africa's critical need for enhanced partnership and the strategic mobilization of resources. The Governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, has expressed profound sadness and a deep sense of loss on the passing of a former chairman of the National Electoral Commission, Professor Humphrey Nwosu. Professor Nwosu passed on in the early hours of Thursday at the age of 83 in the United States. Amnesty International has hailed the decision of the Nigerian government to reject the planned sale of onshore assets by Shell Petroleum Development Company. The federal government, through the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, citing the buyer's lack of qualifications to manage the asset. Speaking at a press conference in Port Harcourt, the head of Business and Human Rights of Amnesty International, Mark Dumet, said any multinational oil company seeking to divest from Niger Delta must account for decades of human rights. The Chairman, Board of Trustees of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, has disclosed that the fund's intention to create a new intervention line aimed at addressing the pressing issues of security and power in Nigerian tertiary institutions. Speaking at a 2-day retreat organized by the National Assembly, which focused on the challenges of security and power in higher institutions, Right Honorable Masari underscored the pivotal role that education plays in the nation's statement by the Director of Public Affairs of TETFund, Abdul Mumin Oniyangi, threats to security and inadequate power supply institutions. Masari recognized that TETFund's resources are stretched and highlighted the importance of channeling support toward addressing the critical challenge facing higher institutions across the country. He therefore called on the National Assembly to revisit the funding structure for public institutions which serve over 90% of Nigeria's tertiary education students. The chairman of the Police Service Commission, DIG Ashimu Arungu, retired, has been installed the Grand Patron of the PSC Sports Club. The ceremony held at the chairman's office in Jabi, Abuja, and was conducted by the president of the club, Mike Aji, and assisted by members of the executive. Aji briefed the chairman on the success story of the team and presented to him medals won at the last games. He requested the commission's support to motivate the team for greater achievement in this year's games holding in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, pledged to lift their spirit so that they will storm the games with greater determination to excel. He charged them to go and conquer, stressing that the commission will stand solidly with them and provide necessary assistance required. The chairman was represented at the flag-off ceremony by Mr. Ikechukwu Ani, who is the spokesman of the commission and one-time chairman of Sports Writers Association of Nigeria. And in sports, Super Eagles captain William Trosekong and forward Ademola Lookman have been nominated for the 2024 Confederation of African Men's Player of the Year award. They will slug it out with Hachrif Hakim of Morocco, Simon Adingra of Cote d'Ivoire, and Cheikh Ghouraïsi of Guinea for the most coveted individual prize for male footballers on the continent. Lookman's nomination followed his performance at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, where he scored 3 goals as Nigeria reached the final of the tournament, and his record-breaking display in the final of the 2024 UEFA Europa League. And that's the Citizen FM News at noon. I'm Lawrence.